How would you rate the Devaughn Vele trade for a fourth rounder from the Saints for next year and in 2027, a seventh rounder? How'd the Broncos do with this deal?
Man, they knocked it out of the park. It's a phenomenal deal. I mean, we can start with the actual trade itself, and then we can break it down why the trade actually makes sense. But the trade itself, look, if you would have asked me yesterday, the most likely wide receiver to get traded, I would have said Devaughn Vele. But if you would have asked me what his value would be, I would have been like, oh, I don't know, maybe a fifth rounder or something like that. They got a fourth and a seventh. I mean, nutso value. I mean, that's crazy good value for a dude that you selected in the seventh round last year. You recoup your initial investment of the seventh rounder. You get a fourth rounder that might be the first or second pick of the fourth round because the Saints are going to suck. So for all those reasons, just value-wise, it's phenomenal. And then the justification, the rationale, why were you willing to move on from a player that we all love, that we like, because of redundancy. You just drafted a dude in Pat Bryant that you think is a pretty good football player that plays very similar style of football. You had 6 guys that were currently on this roster that all had to make the team in the wide receiver room unless you traded one of them. And if you kept all 6, you were going to have a healthy scratch on game day because you wouldn't dress all 6. And that doesn't make sense. So you might as well get value if you can.
Well, I'm looking this up real fast to see something because something stuck to me all of a sudden. The Broncos, when they traded for Sean Payton, gave a first round and a second round.
They did?
Do you think? Well, that's what this thing said. Denver said 2023 first round pick, 29.
I know they gave a first
2024 second round pick to the Saints for Sean Payton.
Okay.
The Saints 2024 third round selection, I guess, came back to Denver. So there was a little. Could this been? Hey, Sean, thanks, appreciate it. Glad you're having fun over there. We'll give you a little change back on that first rounder.
I don't think so. I think this is the Saints just saying we want Vele, and this is what it's going to take to get it. I think it's pretty good negotiation by George Payton.
Yeah.
Kind of like knowing that there's value out there for Vele. Listen, and you got to call teams bluff. I think the Broncos would have just kept him if they didn't have equivalent value for him. They weren't desperate. If they had to keep Vele, they would have kept Vele.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think they were going to cut him. I do not think they were going to cut him.
I think they actively wanted to trade him, though.
Totally,
the only thing I would disagree with on that is that their preference was not to keep him.
Agree. And, I think they kept Zach Wilson last year because they thought there might be some trade value for him. Turns out no, or it wasn't what they wanted, so they ended up rostering him the whole year. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Listen, this is a good deal by George Payton. Great deal by George Payton. You assess this guy, you put a certain value on him, and you got it. And then some. It's a great deal.
It feels like, and I hate saying this because it feels like it's a shot at Devaughn Vele, and I don't intend it that way, but it feels like you fleeced them. Like you absolutely fleeced the Saints. Look, Devaughn was a productive football player for us last year, but let's be realistic. He had 450-some yards, right? Like, productive. 475. Okay. Productive season.
Sure.
That's a valuable member of your organization. That is a far cry from a 4th and a 7th round draft pick.
But also, Tyler, if you're saying your 7th round draft pick, someone even sure he'd be anything but a practice squad guy, had 41 catches, 475 yards in 12 games, averaging over 11 yards a catch in his rookie season. I mean, that would speak that you probably got some upside in that guy, don't you?
Sure.
So that 4th round is all them thinking that upside is going to be this year 75, 80 catches and 950 yards and 9 touchdowns.
If they truly just loved Vele and were blown away by him, I'm not saying they disliked him. Why would they be drafting Pat Bryant in the 3rd round? They wouldn't.
Well, the only thing about this trade is it puts a lot of pressure on Pat Bryant. You better
he's their guy.
You better be good right now, and we all think he's pretty good. He's at a productive training camp. We like the guy, but you got to go out there and you got to produce in year 1.
Well, I think he'll be given the opportunity,
Troy
And-
Franklin is thanking his lucky stars. I mean, he was working hard to earn the number 2 spot, regardless if Devaughn Vele was on the team or not. But he just got thrust right into that thing. I mean, the path is now clear for Troy Franklin to just, you're wide open, buddy. Go make the most out of it.
Do you think Mims will just be a slot guy for the most part now? That when they line up and if there's just 2 wide receivers, it's Troy Franklin and Cortland Sutton? Is that how you see it?
Well, he's always been a slot guy.
Okay, but wasn't Mims the second guy, though? I mean, wasn't he your dude? Wasn't he the other end to Cortland Sutton?
I think Pat Bryant had the second most catches on the team, didn't he?
Vele, you mean?
Yeah,
year.
I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Well, it makes it more clear for the Broncos here, rather than carrying 6. What does this open up now? What's the corresponding move to this in terms of where they go a little heavier or what they do?
Well, I think as training camp was wrapping up this week, it felt like there was really only 2 difficult decisions to be made on this football team. And you had a loaded wide receiver room, and you had I don't want to call it a loaded running back room, but you had a handful of guys that you like.
It was a heavy room.
A heavy room, right?
Yeah. Because I think if there's a running back that is better that comes up on the open market, I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos went for it.
I don't disagree.
So, yeah.
But you had a bunch of guys there, right? And historically, you carry 3 running backs. That's just kind of the magic number. 4 feels like a waste. Now it feels like, okay, now we don't have to make any decisions. We got 4 guys that we like in the running back room.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just carry all 4.
All right, so we like it. We love it. We think what of this deal?
I love the value.
You could have done better.
You think they could have done better?
I don't know if you could have done better.
Oh, you don't know if they could have done better. Yeah.
I mean, to even question like or not like is silly because I don't on the surface, unless there's something out there that we really don't know about the situation, I don't know if they could have done any better. I mean, you gotta sit there and look at this and go, whoa.
Well, for whatever reason, Sean did back practice up today. I'm not exactly sure why. But so they're like just wrapping things up theoretically right now. And we'll hear from Sean Payton here shortly.
Wow, that was a big backup.
It went from the start time went from 10:30 for the media to 12:15. Okay. So basically 10 o'clock on the field till noon. So yeah, 2 hours.
He's probably letting the guys out early, I would guess.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, he probably did a little bit more work in the morning. They're going to do practice. They probably said, "See you later."